This is the last one for Steve Rothery, and we asked him 10 quick questions. It's a thing we're starting to do now where we kind of say these are going to be zany, some of these are going to be make a lot of sense, some of them won't. We're going to ask you 10 questions. Go. Here's our conversation with Steve Rothery. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music. Okay, I'm going to ask you 10 quick questions and I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
I ask everyone this. In high school, were you known as the music guy?
No, I never had any music lessons at high school, apart from in primary school when I was about 6 or 7. I think the only music lesson we ever had consisted of hitting empty paint tins with sticks. That is some extent of my music training.
So you taught yourself? You taught yourself?
Yeah. A couple of books. There was a book about ragtime guitar. Then there was a book called Improvising Rock Guitar that had one of these floppy records that you would put on the turntable. And I had another book that was like a chord dictionary, and maybe a little one about a little bit of classical technique as well. But the rest was just kind of putting it together, really.
When you were that age, what were you listening to? Did you have a record collection then? You must have.
Yeah. I mean, Pink Floyd, Genesis, Camel were probably my 3 greatest influences.
Okay, Beatles or the Stones?
Beatles.
Paul or John or the other 2 guys, George or Ringo?
George, actually. Really? I think so.
Well, yeah. Of course you'd pick George. So what am I thinking about?
Well, he's played the perfect parts, and I think he wrote some of the best songs that the Beatles came up with. I think Something, While My Guitar, Here Comes the Sun. Great talent. I mean, obviously, Lennon and McCartney get all the credit, and they've written the most incredible music. But George had something very special going. As any guitarist who's tried to learn his parts can tell you, it sounds deceptively simple, but it's anything but.
A piece of music, has it ever made you cry?
Yes, probably. I'm trying to think what.
See, for me, it was Joni Mitchell. I heard the Blue album, and I don't know why, in spite of myself, I didn't even.
Yeah, no, I'd say that's probably up there. I mean, A Case of You is such a beautiful song. We played that at our wedding. It was
really?
one of the songs we danced to. Yeah, there was that, and a John Martin song called "I Couldn't Love You More," which again is quite a slow song. But yeah, Joni is up there. I mean, she's written so many incredibly powerful songs. I mean, just jaw-dropping talent. Probably Amelia from his era is probably one of my all-time favorites, just because it encapsulates the loneliness of the road, I think.
Yeah. Coyote's always, I know that's the obvious choice from his era, but I love that song. Ever seen a ghost? These are supposed to be different questions, so that's what I'm doing.
No, I'm a bit of a skeptic when it comes to such things.
Rick Emmett, Triumph, the guitarist. I used to be a very new agey guy, and I'm not anymore as much, and more of a realist now. But I talked to him, and it's interesting. It was a great conversation. He didn't believe in anything like that, and I'm going. It was so sobering to talk to someone who just doesn't believe in that hookity spookity stuff.
Well, I think when you're young, there's a kind of romance to it.
Yes.
It's like I was really into the whole kind of ESP and Uri Geller thing until it came out that he was just a magician. UFOs still kind of fascinate me because I think there's something so romantic about the idea of aliens visiting us, and life somewhere else in the universe.
That James Webb Telescope thing is exciting. That James Webb Telescope.
Very exciting. Yeah. It's all in position now. So yeah, the next few months should be some stunning images. Yeah, no, I'm really into astronomy as well. I mean, I've got this space themed album coming out later this year called Reverend Toulay. I went down and played at the observatories in the deserts of northern Chile in July 2019 for the full solar eclipse down there. So yeah, and I've been down there a few times. So yeah, I'm very much into the whole space thing.
Cool. What's been the highest point of your career? What's just brought you way up here? What was it?
I think That's really difficult to say, in terms of profile. I think when Kaylee was being a hit, and you were kind of you catapulted into the kind of mainstream success, where you couldn't walk through the supermarket without being recognized. I didn't actually enjoy that experience, but I mean, that was a definitely different, kind of.
What did that feel like when it first happened? Sorry to interrupt you, but when that first happened, what was that must have been?
Yeah, we were kind of on tour, so we were a little bit just bemused, oh, well, it's going to go down. Because all our singles, we have this pattern of the fans go out and buy them, they chart really high, and then by the second week they start to fall, and by the third week they're usually out of the charts completely. So for us to have a song that actually didn't do that was just bizarre.
Tell me about your guitar part on that tune.
Yeah, it's my wife, who's my girlfriend at the time, asked me how I wrote music, and I said it's all about combining melody and rhythm. And I picked up the guitar and said, "You do something like this," and started playing the Kaylee riff. And I thought, "Oh, that's pretty good. I'll have to remember that."
Biggest starstruck moment for you?
Ooh. Meeting Neil Armstrong.
Wow.
His son Rick, well, both his sons, but Rick especially, are really good friends of mine. But yeah, we go on a holiday with Rick, and he was down in the observatories with us. He played with me down there in 2019. He was over in the UK for the couple of the shows there for my birthday. So yeah, but yeah, meeting his dad, that's probably you can't get more famous than that, really.
No, he's the first guy, right?
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing a fan's ever done? Ian Anderson said he thought he had gotten shot yesterday, but someone threw a tampon at his chest. He looked down and he was bleeding. He didn't realize it was a used tampon. Now, you can't top that, but maybe you can.
I suppose really it's like sometimes you see the tattoos that people have. It's like one guy down in Brazil, I think it was in Rio, sent this photo of this tattoo of his leg, and it's the whole of like the jester taken up with basically one leg. And it's like, okay, wow, I hope you still like the band in 30 years time.
What scares you?
Oh, I think the thing is, the older you get, you don't really, it's not that you get worried about yourself. You just want your children to live a long and healthy life, really. I think, losing someone close to you under bad circumstances, I think that's the scariest thing. Yeah.
Top 3 guitars. That's it. Last one.
Top 3 guitarists. I mean, Steve Hackett, Dave Gilmour, Andy Latimer still, for me, in terms of the people I most enjoy listening to.
Sorry,
there's so many.
Sorry, I meant that you can continue, but I also need top 3 of your guitars. Your guitars.
Oh, my guitars.
Yeah.
Okay. My vintage Blade RH4, which is like a super strat with 2 singles and a humbucker, which is a phenomenal guitar. It's been my main guitar since '99 with the Arachnophobia album. My Squier Stratocaster, the guitar I bought secondhand just before we made Clutching at Straws, and was my main guitar all the way through, again, until Arachnophobia. It's got EMGSA pickups on a Kahler tremolo. Yeah, phenomenal guitar. And my Jack Dent Raven SR. Jack Dent's a guitar builder down in North Carolina. Has made several guitars for me, and this is the one I used on my solo album, The Ghost of Pripyat. It's a very kind of slightly semi-acoustic-y, very resonant, again, 2 singles on a humbucker.
That's Steve Rothery of the band Marillion. Their brand new album, An Hour Before It's Dark, is now out. It's an amazing record. There'll be links to Marillion in the description of this video. Also links to the entire interview. If you enjoyed this, you want to see this whole thing, it's on our sister channel. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music.